A local landmark reached its crossroads on Election Day. Did the tax for the Historical Society pass? We give you the results.
And later, the drama department takes on a Parker Brothers board game classic for its fall production. These stories and much more are coming up on Channel 7 News. I'm Maddie Bryant, and welcome to Channel 7 News.
And I'm Skylar Brown. The Rose Hill Historical Society has been solely supported by donations, dues, and fundraisers over the years. But with an aging membership and the passing of 4 of their most active members, the Historical Society faced a critical decision by the taxpayers on Election Day. Dakota Morgan has more.
The Historical Society has long been a part of Rose Hill and its community, preserving its history since its founding. And recently, the Historical Society has been looking on hard times. But how can the community assist? That's exactly what we asked Cindy Bradford, pseudo-head of volunteerism at the Historical Society.
I'm Cindy Bradford, and I am kind of the head of the volunteers here at the museum. The Historical Society started in 2007, and I've been a member ever since. We started out with about 5-6 people, and grew to where we have a membership of over 130.
Mrs. Bradford explains how the Historical Society accumulated all of its artifacts and antiques, such as its old examples of clothing, toys, and general household appliances.
All of these things, well, nearly all of these things have been donated by members of the Rose Hill area or people who have lived here before. And so a lot of this stuff was used by past members or even present members.
She also explains where this museum came from, as well as how the Historical Society acquired such an archaic and old building.
It was a home. It was one of the first homes in Rose Hill, built in 1880. It's been added on to several times, and then it became an ice cream shop. And it's called A Scoop of History, and they had some history in it. Well, when she was going out of business, she thought maybe we wanted to take it over, so the city helped us purchase this building. I think it's important that we have this museum because it holds our past and hopefully is going to hold our future.
Now that Election Day has passed, the Historical Society has become an officially funded program in Rose Hill, with 54% of voters voting for the funding of the Historical Society. If you would like to make your contribution to the Historical Society and help preserve the history of our town, you can contact them at their website. Dakota Morgan, Channel 7 News.
Starting this school year, the state of Kansas decided to implement new drills for schools to practice in such crisis like an active shooter in the building or a suspicious device found on campus. Sarah Bailey talked with the leaders of the Rose Hill School District about the implementation and action of the new crisis drills.
Crisis drills have become more significantly important to implement due to an increase of school catastrophes. Erin Jackson, assistant principal of Rose Hill High, described a balanced look between learning and drills.
You know, if you think about it, if we sit there and take a lot of class time and you come in and as a kindergarten, you leave as a senior, you know, if you take a ton of time each given year, I mean, that's days and days of time you miss out of education to be practicing these drills. And again, so there's kind of a happy medium in there. We need to practice the drills to be ready for different circumstances that may arise. Hopefully they don't arise, but if they do arise. But also not take away too much from everyone's education to practice these things. So that won't typically, or I shouldn't say typically, that most likely won't happen. So
these actions were developed this year given to schools through the state legislator's new law, giving a new way to follow through with drills. Superintendent Randall Chickadons explained the requirements and intention of these events.
We were mandated to have a monthly fire drill and 3 tornado drills. That was our requirement. This last year, legislators changed that law, requiring districts to have to include crisis drills into that mix. And so now we are required to have 9 crisis drills, 3 tornado drills, and 4 fire drills. You know that the intent of that is to prepare students and staff in case some type of crisis would happen. And we haven't had a fire in a school district now for many, many decades. We haven't had a fire that's caused harm to anyone. And some of that, the legislators contribute the fact that we have drilled that so that students and staff know what's expected of them if there were to be a fire. And so crisis drills are set up so that we can practice our response to crisis and still be effective.
3 of the actions for these crisis drills are run, hide, and fight. Schools will be responsible to decide when the actions will occur, similar to fire or tornado drills. Sarah Bailey, Channel 7 News.
What does Mother Nature have in store for the country over the Thanksgiving holiday? Let's head over to Charlie Conroy with a sneak peek. Charlie?
Thank you, Skylar. For our Thanksgiving forecast, we will have a high of 58 and a low of 44 with a slight chance of rain throughout the day, increasing to a higher percentage going into the night hours. Stay tuned for a more in-depth look at our day forecast. Maddie, back to you.
It was an historical election day for the state of Kansas this year. Democratic Laura Kelly defeated Republican Chris Kopach and Independent Greg Orman for governor. While for the first time in the state's history, Democratic candidates Brandon Woodard and Susan Ruiz became the first openly LGBTQ members of the Kansas House of Representatives. Locally, Dan Wajak was elected as Butler County Commissioner. Wajak was pleased with the result, especially with how comfortable he won.
We are very happy, and actually we're a little surprised by the margin of victory. We were confident going into the election, but by winning 72% of the vote is huge. We think that shows that people notice and understand what we're doing, and that we care, and we're taking care of our district folks and the county as a whole. So I think hard work paid off. So.
Coming up next, after weeks of training, the school district's new resource officer is finally settling in.
And later, winter sports are just around the corner, and Charlie Black talks with key players on each team. We'll be back after a word from our advertisers.
For fans of small-town comfort food and community values, Louis Cafe in Rose Hill is the place to eat. With a fine selection of gourmet burgers and dinner meals, Louis has been a staple since 2003. Home of the world's famous Louis fries, so dine in or call now, 316-776-9005.
Derby Library first started in 1958 as 2 rooms in the back of Derby City Hall. After changing location around the Derby area, the library settled in its current location on 1600 East Walnut Grove, just around the corner from City Hall. In partnership with the Wichita area, there are 3 regularly held book club meetings, which may be attended by anybody. They also have art galleries, and if you sign up for their newsletter, you'll get a periodic email about the events going on in that upcoming month. The visiting hours are 9 o'clock a.m. to 8:30 p.m. Monday through Thursday, with alternate schedules for Friday and the weekend hours. For more information, their phone number is 316-788-0760. Make sure to visit the local public Derby Library today.
Hi, I'm Brian Fireball. Be sure to tune in to Are You Serious? Tuesdays and Fridays on RHBN.
I'm right outside the writer's room for the new highly anticipated sketch comedy, Fake News. Let's take a look at their progress.
We have no idea! Why would I sign up for this club? Out of ideas! We ran out of ideas! Get back here!
Looking for a reliable and trustworthy auto repair shop? Head over to Redline Auto Repair, locally owned family business in the Rose Hill area since 2004. Their experienced workers and modest prices have earned them a reputable status among the people of Rose Hill. Their services vary from oil leaks, AC repair, as well as engine and transmission replacement. If you're in need of an auto repair, make your way to 112 North Rose Hill Road for the best automotive repair available.
2013 Rose Hill graduate Brett Weekly's first job in law enforcement was with the RHPD 3 years ago. This year, Weekly began the position of District Resource Officer. Skylar sat down with the Weekly to see how the transition has been.
When speaking with the new SRO at Rose Hill High School, Officer Weekly spoke about how he's wanted to be an SRO as well as being an officer. This interest had started when he spoke to his SRO in high school. After talking to his SRO, he had then started going on ride-alongs.
I went on a ton of ride-alongs, and that kind of just continued to spark my interest. So when I became an officer, one of my goals was to possibly be looking into an SRO position. It just happened a little bit quicker than I thought it would.
Weekly goes on to say that being an SRO presents its own set of challenges as well as being different from working cases with the force.
So I was kind of interested in both the SRO and the K-9 position. When I was hired on as the K-9, and then just recently when Matt went to WSU, I was promoted to the SRO.
Overall, Officer Weekly feels that the relationships that the previous SRO, Officer Neal, had built with the students is crucial to being able to help and be an important and accepted part of administration within the student body.
And I think it's all about just building the relationship with the students. Matt was very good with students' names. He was here for 5 years, and if I walked in with him on working on a case or something, he knew everybody's name. It's one of those things that I want to continue kind of his footsteps as far as getting to know everybody, because it helps us out in the street along with the SRO.
Skylar Brown, Channel 7 News.
The board game Clue has been around since 1949 and was then made into a movie in 1985. Over the weekend, the drama department performed their version of the classic Whodunit. Let's head over to Jordan Croft, who has more.
It has taken a long time, but the drama department finally landed Clue, which became available for school productions this year. From the very first rehearsal, they fully embraced the production.
The drama department will be conducting their first play of the year on November 16th and 17th. Clue, the name of the play, is based off of the 1985 movie said by Mark Blauser.
Basically, it is an adaptation of the 1985 movie about the board game Clue. You know, Mrs. White did it in the Study with a Candlestick. It's just a basic comedic thriller about whodunit.
The department has been waiting 10 years to obtain this play and was able to get their hands on it just this last spring. As Lucy Lunsford explains, they are in a different situation performing this play than others in the past.
This play is just a monster. It has a fairly new cast, even though it has a bunch of the veterans. It's still very good, but I mean, it's different from what we're used to.
The play will be starting at 7 o'clock on both November 16th and 17th at the high school. They believe it will be a great production and they hope you will attend. Jordan Croft, Channel 7 News.
The cast and crew wrapped up production over the weekend, and by all accounts, it was a tremendous success. Maddie, back to you.
Thanks, Jordan. For the first time in several years, the high school brought back a special Veterans Day assembly that featured retired or active military members speaking throughout the morning. A.J. Taylor caught up with those involved with the assembly.
On Tuesday, November 13th, Roseville High School had a Veterans Day assembly. The assembly was the first of its kind since foreign language teacher Leo Ward left the high school. Stuco sponsor Becky Evans talked about why and how the Veterans Day assembly came back this year.
Well, years ago, one of the teachers, Mrs. Ward, did the Veterans Day assembly, and the kids really enjoyed it, and we think it's really important for the students to understand what Veterans Day is. And when she left, nobody picked up the ball and went with it. So Emma Gear, Sarah Kellogg, and Iceland Burnison approached me about the high school doing a Veterans Day assembly because the middle school did it, and they really missed it and really understood the importance of it.
Emma Gear then told us that this holiday is one of the ones that we should honor the most.
And it's a very important part of our holidays, and out of all of the holidays, this is probably one of the ones that we should honor the most, I think, because these are the people who defend our country, and they have lived and died for us through adversity, so I think we should honor that.
A.J. Taylor, Channel 7 News.
The next phase to the bond issue, which was passed last year, has started. The baseball fields will be getting new artificial turf for the upcoming season, and construction is well underway. The hope is that the field will be multi-purposed so other sports can use it.
Charlie Conroy has your forecast coming up next. We'll be right back.
If you're looking for a good book, or maybe a movie that you've been wanting to see, visit the Rose Hill City Library. Located at 306 North Rose Hill Road, open from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m., Monday through Thursday. It's closed on Friday and Sunday, but it is open on Saturday from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Go visit today.
If you're looking for cost-efficient shirt buying options, go to Shirt Plus, where you can get some of the best shirts in Kansas.
Shirts Plus has been in Kansas for the past 30 years and continues to serve Kansas today. For all your shirt needs, make sure to go to Shirts Plus located at 703 North Buckner, Derby, Kansas.
Hi, my name is Kobe Campbell. Be sure to check out Are You Serious Tuesdays and Fridays on RHBN.
Are you tired of constant fatigue and drowsiness? Do you suffer from chronic boredom and/or lack of motivation? Then you're going to want some fake news. 5 out of 4 doctors recommend fake news as your daily dose of legitimate happiness. If you or a family member exhibit any of the aforementioned symptoms, talk to your doctor. Fake news might just be exactly what you need.
I used to eat grass. Now I watch fake news. I used to break down in front of cameras crying, and now I found fake news.
Warning. Side effects may include corneal combustion, sporadic oral bone growth, shark-like personality, supernatural powers, spontaneous apple treeification, profuse vomiting of the foot, amnesia, internal ear growth, loss of any or all senses, loss of your favorite limb, development of the ability to see dead people, death, gravitational anomalies, instant gratification, race change at random intervals, brain dump, and freshman uprising. For more information, call 1-800-PI19-Delta6693.
I'm being paid to be here.
Have you ever had the need for teeth whitening? Rose Hill General and Cosmetic Dentistry is the place to go. Chipped a tooth, they can take care of it. They have been in the Wichita community for over 40 years. Dr. Troilo has 39 years of experience in dentistry. Amazing, caring, helpful, and communicative, says one valued customer. Very nice people and good at what they do. Been coming here since I was in school. The office hours include Monday at 8:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m., Tuesday 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., Wednesday 7 a.m. to 6 p.m., Thursday 7 a.m. to 5:30 p.m., and Friday 7 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Now for our Channel 7 forecast. Heading to our national weather, we send out our hopes to the residents of California who are still fighting the deadly wildfire that is still burning in the northern parts of California. Currently, the wildfire is still burning in the northern parts of California. Currently, the wildfire is around 60% contained, but has devastated the state. Confirming the deaths of 76 people, this is the deadliest wildfire in the history of California. More than 25,000 people have been displaced from the northern parts of California, and there are around 1,300 people still missing. Next, we have our Kansas weather. Many Kansas residents are surprised to see how much snow we have had in November. But with all the rainfall we have received, with breaking records throughout the year, it's extremely likely that we will have heavy snowfalls and snowstorms coming our way. With this likely chance of wintry storms, we at Channel 7 advise you to be careful on the roads and to make sure that you are prepared for heavy snows and dangerous ice. Now to our Turkey Day weather. It will be mostly sunny throughout the day. The sunrise will be around 7:15 a.m. and the sunset around 5:13 p.m. There will be a 66% humidity level ranging throughout the day. The winds will be between 15 miles per hour and 25 miles per hour coming from the south, but averaging around 18 mile per hour winds overall. We might see late rain showers in the night, around a 40% chance. Going to our local Rose Hill weather today is Monday with a high of 50 and a low of 26. There is a 0% chance of rain today, but the humidity will be around 90%. The winds will be averaging from 5 miles per hour to 15 miles per hour coming from the north, but the wind throughout the day will stay around 11 miles per hour. The sunset is 5:15 for tonight. Now heading to our Channel 7 extended outlook. For Tuesday, we have a high of 53 and a low of 30 with a 10% chance of rain. Wednesday, a high of 56 and a low of 38, sunny. Thursday, a high of 57 and a low of 44, partly cloudy. Friday, a high of 56 and a low of 37, partly cloudy. Saturday, a high of 58 and a low of 39 with a 20% chance of rain. Sunday, a high of 52 and a low of 36, partly cloudy with a 10% chance of rain. Skylar, back to you.
Charlie Black has the first look at winter sports coming up next. Stay with us.
Starting in 2003, Year 5 Ceramics is a place of warmth and comfort and offers a larger than normal selection of gifts. This establishment has activities for all ages, including birthday parties and ladies' nights. Located in Andover, they have a wide variety of colors and options for your projects. So call or walk in today to be a part of the fun.
If you're in the mood for fresh coffee and homemade pastries, Coffee with Friends is the place to go. Coming Monday through Saturday for a delicious selection of breakfast, lunch, and dinner. This beloved business is run by Rose Hill community member Cheryl Otto.
Hi, this is Coffee with Friends. If you see this commercial and you mention it to me when you come in, I'll give you 10% off.
Coffee with Friends isn't just a place to get your coffee in the mornings. Check out the cafe's merchandise when you drop in. Coming today for the daily special.
Hi, I'm Connor Barron. Check out Are You Serious on YouTube at Rock Production.
The boys basketball team won 10 games last season, which was the most for the program since the 2010-2011 season. With 6 returning players from the varsity experience, senior Connor Barron thinks last season's progress was just the beginning.
Honestly, for the team, they're pretty high. We all expect big things from us. But around, like the area, they don't know about us. We're gonna put them on notice.
Over the past 2 seasons, the Lady Rocket basketball team has won a combined total of 32 games. And with most of their key pieces back, senior Emily Adler is hopeful their success will continue.
A lot shorter than we were in the past. We lost some of our bigs, but we'll be fast, so I think we're going to just run a fast offense, and I think it'll work out.
Much like the girls' basketball team, the wrestling team is optimistic all of its returning pieces can translate into a tournament berth, as well as perhaps placing high at state. Senior Kyle Sackett says his expectations have already been communicated amongst the team this season.
I would say goals. Obviously we want to work better together as a team. We want to, place probably top 5, top 10 in state. That's a big goal. I know Esh has wanted that goal for, the past couple of years now. And I think with this team this year, we can do that. We can achieve those goals.
Senior Hayden Kalb qualified for state last year individually for the first time, as he placed 26th in the 100-yard backstroke. His goal this season is to improve that placement while also getting more of his teammates qualified for state.
Well, so far it's looking, we got 2 sophomores and a junior with me, Adam Herndon, Zach Hong, and Bryce Bishler. And that looks like it's going to be our A relay, and we're going to try our best to get to state. We're really close. We just got to shave a few more seconds, and then I'm going to be going to state individually in the backstroke and the free.
Skylar and Maddie, back to you.
Thanks, Charlie. With that, that's all the time we have for today. I'm Skylar Brown, and thanks for watching Channel 7 News.
And I'm Maddie Bryant. Be sure to follow us on social media at Rocket Productions for more updates on school and community news. We'll see you next time.